draft, but apparently he's got a couple DUIs on his rap or on his resume and those kind of things. So yeah, Jeff Fisher, he's done a couple of those. You know, what's the kid's name? The kid that transferred from Florida to the black school. The kid that plays corner there now, and I can't think of his name. Save my life. But Jeff Fisher is a guy.
Yeah.
Who
the
take?
Kid that went, God, what is his name? Anyway, keep going.
Yeah, he'll take chances on some kids, and just another situation, man, that they've got.
The kid had like 5 or 6 kids. He got like 5 or 6 kids. The boy that you're talking about.
Yeah, they're deep. They're deep on the offensive line and defensive line. So get ready, buckle your chin straps up. I think it's going to be a fun season. If you're a St. Louis Rams fan or an LA Rams fan, depending on how this thing works out. All right, we're going to come back. We're going to get into the last half hour of the show. I got a couple more NFL things. This Marcus Lattimore story was really, really intriguing to me. If you hadn't read it, I'll tell you guys all about it when we get back. I'm Big Mike. The voice that you hear is Rob Calloway. We're being broadcasted on Spreaker and the Spreaker app, so you can download that for all your mobile devices. Also, our social media vehicles of choice are Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Tumblr, and we're at Sports Kings Live. And like I said, we'll come back and we'll get into the rest of these NFL stories, and we'll get you guys caught up on the DeAndre Johnson situation down in Tallahassee.
If you're a single man under the age of 35, you'd probably like to know what the ladies are looking for on an online dating site. A guy who had a few drinks and later got pulled over for buzzed driving. See, that could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. And doesn't a guy who's back living with his parents but calls them my roommates just scream Mr. Right?
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Keep it real with your dog no matter what.
Preach.
Let's go! Yeah! Turn up!
Yep, last half hour of the week for the Sports Kings. But don't forget, you guys can always log on to Spreaker and catch previous episodes if you missed them, or if you got somebody who want to check us out, send them to Spreaker. They can search Sports Kings Live. Also, they can sign up for their own free account, Spreaker, or the Spreaker app. We're also on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Sports Kings Live. And the email address is sportskingslive@gmail.com.
Mama, she was in the street, so guess who raised me?
The streets. That's my job right now. Guess who raised me? The streets. Why
is this? I'm sitting here looking at the summer league box score for the Hawks.
I didn't even see the game. I didn't. I missed it.
Yeah. Well, they're taking on Denver right now.
The first one was the first game last night at 8:30.
Yeah, I think so. But I'm sitting here looking. I'm looking at some of these names. The one name that I know is Mike Muscala. Then I see Tavares. I see him. Then I see a guy named Jay Horford, number 51. And I'm like, is that Al Horford's brother?
Yeah, his brother played. I think his brother did play at Florida as well. I think his brother followed him at Florida.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
And then there's a guy named A. Millsap that wears number 6. And I'm trying to figure out, is this Paul Millsap's brother?
I don't think so. I think that kid is from the name.
He could be white. I'm not even.
Dude, you want to know about the summer? Just ask Golf about the summer league. He usually covered. Well, he was covering it when he was doing the NBA situation on satellite. He was like, "Yeah, Mike, summer league is where dreams go to die." That's what he told me.
I'm looking, and I'm like, none of these guys are on the Hawks' regular roster except for Muscala, and I guess they're hoping that Walter Tavares is going to be able to make the transition, but. Looking at the rest of these names, E-Turner, I'm wondering if they're like Evan Turner.
But it's like anything. It's like anything else. It's not just for the team you're playing for. It's like preseason football. You know what I mean? It's like you're playing for the other teams as well.
Is Glenn Robinson's son, was he the third or was he Glenn Robinson Jr.?
He was the third. Glenn Robinson the third.
So he's on the Hawks. So he's on the Hawks Summer League team as well. So.
For them, man.
Right.
I check out some of those games in increments. You know, it's like, again, commercial comes, I'm out. I mean, they gotta find a way to just keep me engaged. Because I watch. I said, because it's basketball. You know, I'll sit there and watch it, but commercial come, I gotta like hit that guide button, and I'm trying to find what else going on. I'm trying to see what that be about. Okay. Last couple things. This J.J. Watt thing. He was voted number 1 by the players in this annual NFL Network, top 100 players, which is, to me, it's foolery because the players vote on it. And, it's whatever. And which, by the way,
we all know
ESPN.
Tim Tebow was in the top 20 just years ago.
And Trey Wingo, they have such a huge boner for J.J. Watt. It's almost ridiculous. And again, I'm warning y'all, stop going so hard because in 2 years, when J.J. Watt gets popped for PEDs, everyone will be left excuse making. That's what will happen. Yeah. Everyone will get left excuse making. I'm not sure it's going to happen. I don't know this going. I don't hope that it happens. But when things like that do happen, you forget that all these people, they may be huge human beings, but nonetheless human beings, and they're subject to the same trappings that we go through.
So Cooper's saying that is Al's brother and that is Paul's brother. They both on the summer roster.
Crack baby. Janoris Jenkins, the kid from Florida. Which black school did he go to? That's the question. He went to like Alabama something or I don't know.
No, he went to UAB. He didn't go to
Janoris Jenkins ain't going to no UAB, did he?
Yeah.
Google that. I'm almost sure Janoris Jenkins didn't go to UAB. I'm almost sure he went to a black school.
Well, I would know that if he had gone to.
I'm almost sure that dude went to a black school, dude. Because UAB's they've been D1 for a while, so he couldn't just transfer and play.
Oh, he went to North Alabama.
Boom.
North
Boom.
Alabama, but that ain't black.
It ain't?
That ain't black though.
North Alabama's not black?
No.
How is that not a thing?
Alabama A&M, Alabama State, Oakwood, and Stillman. Those are the black colleges.
How are you
Talladega.
How are you a college in Alabama, not Division I, and then in white? This is something fundamentally wrong with all that.
No, because you got North Alabama, then you got South Alabama that's down by Mobile. That's a white.
That's not black either. So, my God.
No.
Yeah, something's happened.
No.
Something's happened to the white
like
people.
An A&M or a state on the end in order for
There's white people falling off. Y'all need to step y'all game up and find your way to D1. You see, UAB did it. UAB was like, this is foolishness. Why the hell are we D1 AA or 2? We got a bunch of white people around here. We've got to be D1.
Yeah.
They leave the D2 stuff for the Negroes. Let me stop before Coop get mad at me. Him and his bison. I know it's not the bison, Coop. I'm just playing.
The pirates.
Yeah.
Pirates.
All is the same. Well, pirates is the same thing as a bison, isn't it?
No.
Yeah,
bison is a buffalo.
Yeah, to me it is. The same thing. Pirate, bison, buffalo, all the same thing.
No, actually, bison make pretty good burgers. I ain't never had a pirate burger. Bison make pretty damn good burgers.
Yeah, challenge accepted. Next thing up, pirate or
pirate booty. They already make that popcorn like pirate booty.
That doesn't sound appetizing at all.
I know.
So anyway, Marcus Lattimore, you guys remember him from University of South Carolina fame. Speaking of, real quick, the University of South Carolina, the state of South Carolina, by the way, the NCAA has announced today that they've lifted the ban on holding championships in the state of South Carolina now that the Confederate flag has been removed. We can delve into that a little bit more as maybe on Monday or so. This is not a time sensitive story at all. And Marcus Lattimore, and anytime I find a story that just screams out to me, Mike, you were right. I have to talk about it, of course, because these opportunities come very few and far between. So Marcus Lattimore, the name of the title of the article on Pro Football Talk is "Why Draft a Running Back with a Knee Injury." Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. When I first saw it, I thought Marcus Lattimore was going to be commenting on Todd Gurley. So I thought it was like some sour grapes type of stuff. So I was like, let me read this and see what this be about. But no. Right. It's the total opposite. He's talking about himself. Now, if you don't remember this, and I don't know how this is not branded into your brain, the horrific knee injury that Marcus Lattimore sustained in his last season at South Carolina, he was still drafted with a 4th-round pick. And when it happened, I was like, that's some bull crap. Now, I understand the story is cute, and, it's a feel-good story, but you're trying to run a business, and you can't run no business with somebody whose knee did that. Like, his knee was totally in the opposite direction of what it's supposed to be going.
Dude, that was probably my most gruesome sports injury of all time. Like, I remember we were live on the air. We were live on the air on 1380 WAOK. We were there
watching the game as we were broadcasting the Sports King show.
Hey, Jamie, open your mouth.
Yes, Mike.
Open your mouth. I got something for you. Take one of those. Yeah, take one of those and sit down.
But no, seriously. Remember, we were in the studio actually, like, watching the game, like, in between commercial break, and we saw Marcus Lattimore just get his knee, like, completely ruptured.
Yeah, it was
completely.
ridiculous, man. It was totally ridiculous. Another kid playing for free, and that happened. But anyway, we got drafted in the 4th round by the 49ers, who, by the way, they had, like, Kenyon Barner. They had Frank Gore was there. They had a couple of running backs.
They had a bunch of running backs.
Yeah, and I was like, this is just throwing away a pick, man. And it's a 4th round draft pick. It's not like, this ain't something like, we can afford to waste this one. No. So you may say, at the time, it sounded like I was just being a hard ass. Like, oh, Mike, you can't be that way. He can beat it. Sure. Now you hear it again. This is like, well, it's not like Bill Cosby, but not really in too many senses. But the fact that it's coming straight from his mouth. He says, quote.
He had 2 bad knees.
Right. He says, quote. He don't even say bad. This is what he says. Quote, I mean, why would you take a running back with 2 horrible knees? End quote. He doesn't say bad. And on the scale of things, I think horrible comes after bad. You know what I mean? I think things you have a bad cold, then, oh my God, I got a horrible cold. Like, yeah, it's worse. He went on to say, I did pretty good. I played good in college, but if I'm a GM, I don't think I would do it. This is him talking about him. This is outstanding. He says, my running back coach was like, good job, end quote. My offensive coordinator, I was catching the ball at the backfield, was like, quote, man, you look good. I was like, quote, you have no clue. What? And look, I applaud the dude for just the just gritty honesty of this, man, because he's right. You know what I mean? Like, he's probably sitting there, like, and after it happens and after he's rehabbing, he probably knows at a certain point, reality sets in and he says, you know what, I'm not going to be able to do this anymore. And I always tell people this, and Rob's probably heard this a million times, so Rob, you don't want to hear it again. You can cover your ears for a second. I actually covered this kid in high school. He went to a school called Burns in South Carolina. And at the time, I was doing color commentary for high school football games, and they have this opening week classic at North Gwinnett High School. So the Burns team was one of the teams that came in, and there was all this hype about this kid, this senior named Marcus Lattimore.
That was the year left. I remember that. That was the year I left.
So I'm watching the game, and I'm commenting on it. I'm waiting to see this dude just kind of like, be the man that he's supposed to be in the game's going on. Halftime comes. I'm like, I'm not really impressed. But then it happened. And then before you knew it, it looked exactly like I'm describing, like an adult was just playing with some 5-year-olds. Like, the more tired they got, the stronger. And it was almost like he started looking bigger to me. It was like this weird thing that was happening. And I was like, all right, yeah, I'm good. And then when I heard about him going to South Carolina, I kind of followed his career as he went through college, and I saw the knee stuff happen, the first one, and then when the second one happened, I was like, it's a shame, man. It's a cautionary tale, that a kid that good and that highly touted never, ever saw the football field. Ever. It's a very cautionary tale to kids to every kid and every adult that's standing behind that kid that's telling them that they're going to be, they're going to be the breadwinner, they're going to be that NFL player. The fact of the matter is, they don't even take a horrific knee injury. The numbers are just against you. I think it's like 1%, or maybe just under 1% of all high school players find their way to professional football. 1, and I think it's less than 1. I think it's like a percentage of 1%. So that's that. And we see a kid, and from all accounts, everyone who talks about this kid has nothing but glowing reviews for this kid. Everyone that's ever said anything about it, not just his coaches at South Carolina, but anyone that you ever seen talk about Marcus Lattimore. And I'm talking about going back to, like I said, to his high school days. The first game of his senior season, I covered it. And, the guy I was doing the game with spoke to people around him and spoke to coaches that knew the team or who played against the team. Nothing but, grade A, class A dude. There was a story about one of his teammates got in trouble when he was in college and had to run stairs. He woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning to do the punishment with his teammate, even though he didn't do anything. Yeah, raise your hand if you're signing up for that one.
Not me.
My hand's in my damn pocket. I've run stairs before. It's not fun. So I just